Thank you for joining us today. And in this video, we are going to talk about difference and complement. So we started with the idea of, talking about union, intersection. We did some proofs. Now we are going to add something small to it and we'll go through another proofs, right? So we are going to talk about difference and complement. Now let's talk about, we having set A and B, and this set A and B are, subset of the universal set, right? Then how can you write the difference of A and B? So we are going to say the difference, the difference of A and B, we are going to write it as A minus B. Okay, so this is how we are going to write the difference. Right. And how does this going to, how can we rewrite this using the idea of either intersection or union? So this is how we can do it. This is very special. But before I write this one, let me talk about complement first, right? So let's assume that I have B which belongs to A, right? So if B belongs to A, then we are talking about, so let me put the statement where if B belongs to A, then we are talking about A minus B, right? Then this is called complement of B, complement of B in A. Good. So now let me try and break it down for you to understand, right? So anytime we have something like A minus B, this is what we are trying to do here. Whenever we are using A minus B, we go with the intersection, right? So I'm come to change the difference. I don't need to go with minus. I'm come to change the difference and then I'll use what intersection. So this is how it's going to be. So this is going to be A intercept B. Then where is the difference going? We are going to put the difference on the B because like we are subtracting, B from A. So like we need to just pick the complement of A. So it's like we are subtracting all the elements in A. We are taking all the elements in A, right? So that A can stand alone. Like so we don't have any element which is in A and also in B. So we are taking them out. So that when we pick A itself, we can call it A only. So that we can have like A only, meaning that we don't have any element in B which is in A. Call it A only. So this one we can call it like A only. Right. So when you are doing 2 set, 3 set problem, you understand it better. Right. So we are going to have A only. And how are you going to write this? It's so nice. We started with the idea of if I have intersection, then it's union, right? And then if I have, union, sorry, I'm saying that, when I say like if we have intersection, it is N, and when we have union, it is what? Or. So this can be written as A, if I have A intersection B prime, then this is going to be S such that S belongs to A and X belongs to B prime. Yeah, so this is how it's going to be. But we will do some nice and interesting thing here. Very nice. But first, let me try and sketch this graph. Sorry, draw the diagram for this. So this is the union. I have my A, I have my B, right? This is A and this is B. Remember, when I have A difference B, we are saying that that is the complement of B in A. And in other sense, we are talking about A only. So where is A only? A only is just right here. Good. So this is A only. Where I've shaded is A only. So we have subtracted the B from the A. So this becomes the A only. So this is what we are going to have. So one quick example, one diagram that I can also draw is like, let's assume I have U minus B. right? This U here is the universal set, right? So if I have the universal set here and I have B, this is the whole big is a universal set. So if I'm subtracting B from the diagram, then it means that I need to have the whole of this, and the one in the middle is just B. So I'm subtracting B from the universal set, right? Let me add something nice. Then in the next video, we are going to go through the proofs. Now, whenever you have the complement, like when you change the difference to complement, something happen. Yes, something is going to happen. Now, this is what we can do. If I have A belongs to, let's say, B complement, I can rewrite this one as A is not a member of B. Can you see that? So if X belongs to B complement, then X is not in B. I mean, let's take example from the graph here. If this X here belongs to B complement, what is it going to be? It means that the X will be in this, it will be in here, it will be in X, sorry, A only, right? So if X is here, can you see that? You can see that this X is not in B. So we can conclude that if X is in B prime, then definitely X is not in what? B. Very nice. So that is one technique that we also need to learn from here. So if I have X belongs to B prime, then I can write it as X is not a member of what? B. The same thing, I can reverse it and write if X belongs to, it's not, if X is not in B, then X is in B prime. Like I'm just reversing all that, writing this one before this one. Right. Another technique that we need to learn from here is anytime we are changing a sign. Let me give you a quick example before we get to where we want to do the proofs. Now, if I have X belonging to A intercept U intercept B, now anytime we are changing the prime, the union or the intersection change. So anytime I'm changing the prime, if the sign there here is union, you will see that the union will change to intersection, right? Then when it is intersection, it will change to what? Union. So the idea is that if it is or, it will move to end, and if it is end, it will move to or. Very key. So you see, we are adding something to what we've learned from the previous video. Now we are adding that if we have complement, I can write it in this form, and whenever I'm changing the complement, when I'm doing the distribution, there will be a change. If it is U, I'll change it to intersection. When it is intersection, I will change it to union, right? So in the next video, we are going to talk about how we are going to apply the old concept and then the new concept that we've learned here in addition to solve examples.